Well, all right. Welcome back to As It Should Be. Paul Bertolino here in the world famous As It Should Be archives. Yeah. Now, today I thought I'm finally doing a video that I've actually been wanting to do for a long time, sort of spotlighting all the white label promo albums that I have. Now, I'm not 100% sure that this is all of them, because as I go through these, I'm discovering ones that I didn't realize I had. Like, oh yeah, oh, a couple copies of this. Oh shit, this is a white label? I didn't realize. So, this is as much as I've been able to come across, and I have some at home. So this video is going to be, I'm going to cut back and forth between the archives location and the world famous As It Should Be studios proper. But anyway, I'm going to start showing you what I have here, at least is what I've been able to find. First off, I have, I don't know why, I don't know how. Certainly when I was young, when I was like 10, 11, 12 and first getting into this record, I would never have in a million years thought that I would have multiple copies of Love It to Death in white label. Now I have two here, but I have at least one at home. I might have two at home. I definitely have one because my autographed copy is at home, and that's a white label. I have these two others. I believe this is the first one I ever got, and I bought this really cheaply. It was, it's pretty worn, split seams. The record is, it's pretty rough. I mean, you see the heavy wear on the label there. I bought this for like $1.99 or something, and I was stoked to get it, even in this condition at that price, because it was my first white label Love It to Death. With the thumb cover, of course, and that kind of thing. And then at some point, I think this may be the second one I got. Whoa, also split seams. Okay. Actually, worse split seams, but the cover's not as worn, and it doesn't have the sticker across the bottom. But the record is much, much better. Right? I don't remember where I got this or what I paid for it, but it couldn't have been that much. I don't think I would have paid a lot for this particular copy, because it's much better than the other one, but it's it's still a little rough. Now I have a couple of Bee Gees white labels. I have Spirits Having Flown, which is probably not that. I mean, I don't know. Is it really that difficult to get this one in white label? But, fun nonetheless. I'm a big Bee Gees fan, so I mean, ooh, gold stamp promo. Oh, I don't have a sleeve for this. But yeah, white label of Spirits Having Flown. Not one of the better albums of their classic period. Of their second classic period, or actually their third classic period. I mean, they have the great 60s psych period. They have the early 70s kind of singer-songwritery, mellow, ballady period, and then they have the R&B and disco period, which is what this is from. And things fall off after this for me personally, but my other Bee Gees white label is Trafalgar. Yeah, it has 3 stickers on it. It has, the promo, the hype, and then a second promo. I don't know what this is about, but this is actually, there's a little bit of writing on it, a little bit of dirt, but otherwise it's not in bad shape. I mean, the spine is pretty good. This is one of the best early 70s Bee Gees albums, I think. And this is the album that really kind of finally made me really get into R&B Bee Gees, like the earlier stuff. Yeah, this is the one that really kind of got me into that kind of stuff. But as you see, the Atco white label. I actually used to have, previously had a white label copy of this. I had acquired just a bunch of records from somebody. Somebody was just giving away a bunch of stuff, and I scored several earlier Bee Gees albums. This one, 2 Years On, some of the 60s ones, maybe An Idea or Bee Gees First. And at least this one was a white label promo. I think 2 Years On may have been also. And I wasn't familiar with the pre-disco. I say disco with quotes because I don't really consider a lot of the stuff that they did during that period to be actual disco, but I won't get into that now. But at first I had trouble getting into Bee Gees stuff from before then because I was just so ingrained to hear those voices in that context. Hearing them doing Beatlesy late 60s stuff was just like, it kind of threw my equilibrium off. And it took, I tried take two. And I tried with that stuff, and I kept going back to it, and I was like, this doesn't work for me. So I went in to a place called Saturn and sold all the records. And bought a bunch, got some stuff I had a bunch of really great trade, and I bought a bunch of stuff. He starts playing this record, the very copy that I just sold to him, and he puts on side 2 and the title track Trafalgar, and I'm sitting here flipping through the records going, oh, this sounds pretty good. And then the next track after that, don't wanna live inside myself. And I start going, oh shit, what have I done? And I just sit there and I listen to the whole album, shopping for other records to get with the credit that I had. And by the end of it, I was just like completely regretting that I'd just sold all those Bee Gees records. So then I had to turn around and try to find and rebuy them all. The only white label I was able to replace was this one. So there you go. This is my long Bee Gees story. Okay, so I have a couple of Beach Boys and Beach Boys related white labels here. I think I may have already shown these. I did a video where I'm showing my Beach Boys collection here, and I don't know if that already has gone up yet or not, but I show these in that video as well, but I'm showing them here in greater detail. I have a white label of Carl and the Passions, actually. Yeah. Carl and the Passions with the little, let's get it correct, let's get it right, with the little promo slip, insert, whatever you want to call it. And Pet Sounds. But yeah, I mean, it's on a white Brother Records label. And I believe, yeah, Pet Sounds on the white label as well. So in a way, I have a white label Pet Sounds. Ooh. Try to wrap your head around that. Okay, but the other one that I have, now this one is another one. This is one where I have two. I initially got one and it was warped. Like you couldn't even play it warped. But I was still so amazed to find this album as a white label that I bought it anyway. And I just thought, this record is difficult and it's collectible and people love it and it's high priced to begin with. A white label, I'm going to have to just be happy with the one I have. Well, no. I found another one that's not warped, that's in perfectly good condition. Dennis Wilson. Yeah. Pacific Ocean Blue. Unbelievable. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe they're mostly white label. It's not like this album was a big seller back in its day, so maybe most of the copies out there are white labels, but I don't know. The two I have are the only two I've seen. Okay, now I have here a couple of white labels of Todd Rundgren, Wizard of True Star, and the Todd album. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, as you can see here, the promo sticker on Wizard of True Star has been torn away, and not very successfully. But otherwise, see, does it have a postcard in it? No, it doesn't have the postcard. But yeah, but otherwise it's a really great copy. Yeah. And also, Todd, sticker intact. This one has the poster. Yeah, the poster that I think most people probably know about this, where there was a postcard that was in a Wizard of True Star where you write in you write your name in and you send the postcard into Bearsville for a special project, right? Well, what happened is what they did is everybody sent their postcards in with their names, and then for this album, they printed a poster of Todd Rundgren. I'm gonna show you this poster in case you haven't seen it. They printed a poster using all the names. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, this image is generated out by. It's just all names. If you go up close, it's just everybody's name. Isn't that cool? And then the back, and then it's a two-sided poster. We have lyrics, and yeah, that's pretty awesome. I don't have an Wizard of True Star postcard. Those are pretty difficult to come by because, of course, everybody sent theirs in, right? And how do I fold this back up? Okay, there we go. Got to show you the records here. Yeah. So there you go. It's a white label of the Todd album. This one's really clean, actually. I'm pretty happy with this copy. All right, so I actually have two Judas Priest white labels, but they're each in a different location. I have. Oh shit! Okay. I'm just discovering something about this as right here live on camera. I have a copy of Hellbent for Leather at home, which I'll show you. I'll cut to after I show you this one. Sin After Sin. This is a really, oh my god, this is absolutely nowhere in the cover at all. The album's in beautiful, beautiful condition. I mean, yeah, this is an excellent, this is just an excellent copy, just generally, but to be a white label, I mean, whoever got this as a promo did not promote this album, evidently, because this is practically unplayed. And what's more, it has the promo sheet. Yeah, can you believe that? How cool is this? Yeah, and I noticed that I had the white label album, so I pulled it out, but I only just now noticed that I had the sheet. That's pretty crazy. Okay. Probably going to be netted. Okay, so I have a couple of Cheap Trick white label promos. Heaven Tonight, which is, you know, it's a little used, it's a little worn, but it's not too bad. Has the inner sleeve, of course, the sticker strip on the front. Gotta adjust the light. But yeah, here we go. Yeah, one of obviously one of the best Cheap Trick records, right? Now, when it comes to Cheap Trick, like I would probably never do, or it would take me a long time to ever even consider doing a Cheap Trick album ranking video, because when it comes to Cheap Trick, I'm pretty much just all about the first 3 or 4 albums. There are other albums I like later, songs here and there, but I'm not like a whole career Cheap Trick fanatic. First album, In Color, Heaven Tonight, absolute classics. Amazing records. I'm not that big on Dream Police, although it's a great album. And then after that, it's like, you know, records that I like but that I don't love. And then into albums that I've never even bothered to listen to. I mean, you know, yeah. Sorry, Cheap Trick fans. All right. What I have here is, you're going to be jealous. You're going to be jealous because I have Bread on the Waters white label. That's right. I have Bread. Well, maybe I won't be too jealous. It has a little bit of tape residue there that I can't get off. And, oh, and a giant scratch too, but hey. White Electra label. You know what? I mean, you know, honestly, it's easy to make fun of Bread, and everybody does, but you know what? I love Bread. I love Bread. That's why I have these records. But I also realize that, you know, white label Bread album is probably not that desirable. Probably the reason I have a bunch of them here, actually, and I'm going to show them all to you. And I think probably the reason I have so many bread and bread-related white labels is because I'm probably the only one who wants them. But Guitar Man, yeah, Guitar Man. Oh, with the white butterfly label, very cool. Yeah. But then we get into David Gates solo. Oh yeah, that's right. If anybody's a bread fan, comment down below. Anybody's like, oh man, you have bread white label? Come on, yeah, talk to me in the comments, because I would love to hear from you. And what else? Oh, David Gates' second solo album, Never Let Her Go. And last but not least, David Gates, oh, what is the name of this album? I don't have my glasses on. Falling in Love Again. Okay. And this is the late 70s, early 80s Elektra label, white. Now, come on, let's be real here. I'm definitely the only person on the planet who wants this, right? So none of you guys are green with jealousy right now. But if you are, do tell me, because I want to know about you bread fans, you fellow bread fans. Okay, so I have 3 more here for you. And next up I have, seemed to be a thing in 1968. 1968 is when they really kind of brought mono to a close, mono mixes. 67, it's kind of started to decline, but by 68 they were kind of trying to close up shop. Before that, stereo had been kind of a boutique-y thing that was kind of like Plan B. The mono records were kind of really what everything was about, especially with Beatles and just all these bands, all these artists from the 60s. But by the time you got to 68, they kind of still needed mono records here and there, and usually they started to do fold-downs. But sometimes they would do special promo-only mono albums. You couldn't buy this, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you could actually just buy this retail. Just radio stations got a promo, and it is a good and proper mono mix. It's not a fold-down. And, well, my copy is in, Jesus Christ, terrible shape. But still, the fact that I even found this, that I even seen it, and it was not expensive. Bookends by Simon & Garfunkel. Yeah. You know, people, yeah, it's whoever had this tried to tear the stickers off, and the record's not really, like, the spine is absolutely just, ugh. So it's a crap copy, but just the same. And the vinyl is pretty rough, but very listenable, and it's really cool to hear the mono mix of this, because it is a different mix, just like with the Beatles albums and everything. I mean, it's a different thing. They made distinctly different choices on the mixes for this. But again, I don't think people were able to just go and buy it off the shelves. I mean, only like radio stations got this, I think, right? And it's going to be difficult to get it back in here. Okay, so my next one. Okay, so now this next one is basically kind of the same thing. I'm pretty sure this probably wasn't available retail in mono, but there was a promo, there was a mono promo, and that's the association with Birthday. Great, great Sunshine Pop, Soft Psych album. Love this record. Well, white label, mono. Now, in fact, this is such the kind of record where, okay, you know the label, there's a reissue label called Now Sounds, and they've been putting out a lot of really great, or they have put out a lot of really great association reissues, and they put out all the mono mixes as CDs, and they put out the mono of this as a CD, which is now out of print, and now that CD is expensive, but yeah, I mean, this is a good, proper, dedicated mono mix. It's not a fold down. Let's see, there you go. And this is actually a really, really, really beautiful. Unlike my Simon & Garfunkel, this is really pretty. This is a really nice copy, which I may have played once, possibly. This is not exactly a a record I'm going to be, you know, playing too often. I'll go to the CD. All right, so last but definitely not least, in fact, this is probably, this is easily one of my best white labels, and ooh, I cannot believe I got it. Seriously, before I even show this to you, it's not in the best condition, but it's in like it's good. It's like it's not bad. I paid $5 for this. I couldn't I just couldn't believe it when I found it. You know, this would have been maybe 15 years ago or so. So it was a while back, but it was still late enough in the game to where like I shouldn't have gotten this for $5. But A Night at the Opera. Yeah. See, it's, you know, it's a little dirty. It's you know, a little bit of ring wear, but it's the record's actually not bad. Actually, come to think of it. Yeah, this is definitely one of my most prized white labels, and yeah, there you go. Yeah, Queen, A Night at the Opera. I mean, granted, I guess when I got that, it was before the movie came out, and you know, suddenly made everybody go, "Oh yeah, I'm a Queen fan now." But honestly, again, even when I bought that, I was kind of like, "Why is this $5? Is there something? Is like some other shoe gonna drop? Is there something? Am I being punked?" I thought I'm gonna get home and it's just gonna sound terrible. No, it's like a perfectly good. You know, get rid of the dirt on, you know, ring wear. It's a pretty damn good copy. Okay, so there you go. All right. Well, there you go. That's my white labels, my white label albums. And yeah, thank you everybody who watches the videos, and thank you for coming into the world famous As It Should Be archives with me. And if you've subscribed, thank you. I appreciate it. But if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, click the little bell, because you're probably going to want notifications. And you know, comment and like and all that kind of stuff. You know, I answer my questions if you know. You people out there, some of you are much geekier than I am, and you know this stuff. Correct me, let me know. But yeah, and on Thursday, Crystal Durant and Tommy Von Voigt are going to be back, and we're going to continue our Albums of the Year series. I don't know, you know, I'm doing some of these videos, I'm shooting them in advance, so I don't really know which week I'm airing this. So I don't know what year we're doing on Thursday, but whatever it is, it's going to be good. Okay, all right, well, thanks everybody, and I'll see you soon.